Hey, welcome guys. I'm Sean with Blue Ridge Silverhound, and we have a phenomenal one for you. Ever come across a coin and change that looks, well, not great, but you might have thrown in the change jar and totally forgot about it, not knowing that maybe you have something that is worth a good grip of cash and you want to know more about it? Well, I have just the video for you, ladies and gentlemen. So for all you pocket change searchers and dreamers and treasure seekers, this might be the video for you. So we are going to take a look at the top 10 most valuable Lincoln cents ever. All right, and we're going to be talking about coins that look, well, not fantastic. These coins that you see here are going to look like just regular pocket change that you and I have probably overlooked at some point in your immediate past. But now we're going to address it. We're going to talk about it. The Lincoln Cent series, guys, is an incredibly long one. It goes from 1909 all the way up to the current age, where we've seen a few kind of transitional changes, and not only the composition of which these coins are made of, but also design changes too. The most recent change, of course, was a transition from the Lincoln Memorial back to the Shield Cent. Of course, somewhere in the middle there, as a matter of fact, in 2009, we saw a one-year type only bicentennial coin commemorating Abraham Lincoln, okay, in which there were a few designs. But none of those coins are on the list. I don't know why, but we have 10 coins. And in addition, I threw in one extra coin, as I will tab it the honorable mention. Before we get started, of course, I gotta do my good old YouTube thing to help out the metrics. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. Hit the bell for instant notifications. Give your boy Blue a lot of support, and I will crank out the best possible content that I can for you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. So on this particular video, we're not going to look at coins that look like this. All right, this coin that you see here is an absolute beauty. 1936D. This one actually is a graded coin. It was graded by PCGS as being a mint state 67 plus. None of the coins on this list are gonna look like this. Okay, this is unreasonable in the grand scheme of trying to figure out what's what. You would typically, it would be a lottery odd shot of finding a coin on this list that looks exactly like this one. So we're not going to be talking about no brand new, newly minted coins on the list. We're going to be talking about regular, everyday Joe Schmo coins. Coins that, again, typically would be commonly overlooked because of the way they look like. Brown is ugly. Gem, mint state condition coins are pretty. So our eyes tend to gravitate toward those type of coins. So, of course, we got the honorable mention coin on the list, all right, and it's the 1912S Lincoln Wheat Cent. It's an early date. Yes, it's a San Francisco minted coin to boot. Mintage-wise, the mint produced 4,431,000 coins of this type. Now, take a close look. The coins that you'll see on this list are going to look similar to this, very comparable. As a matter of fact, every single coin on the list is graded as either being somewhere between a VF20 to VF35. All right, so nothing too low ballish, and at the same token, nothing too incredibly high on the grade scale. We're talking about kind of like that medium grade, very well loved, very circulated, but still has some value. This coin right here, if you're able to find one that looks similar to this, will be worth somewhere in the $25 to $30 range. The good news is, with every single coin on this list, you don't necessarily have to have it graded in order to achieve this kind of money. Now think about it. To grade a coin, you have to spend the money. It could be anywhere from like maybe $18 to $30, depending on what you have and how quickly you need it back, and the extra attention to detail that's that's taken into consideration. You don't have to do that with any of these coins. The absolute kind of like uniqueness and the uncommonness of the coins, well, take out uniqueness, uncommonness of these coins will sell itself. All right, so that's the honorable mention coin. The number 10 coin that we have on the list here is going to be the 1915S. This is another San Francisco minted coin. This one might just pop up in your change. All of these coins on the list have been discovered by folks who coin roll hunt and those that have looked through change. The 1915S that you see here, there were 4,833,000 pieces that were made by the mint at that time. If you found one of these have a value of between $25 and $35 in this condition. All right, I would have to say this one I believe was a VF30 by PCGS. I didn't put the slab label, but that's immaterial at this point because we're not focusing on like getting these things authenticated by a third-party grader. So that's the number 10 coin. The number 9 coin is an equally tougher one. All right, this one right here is a 1914S. This one, if you were able to find one of these, is valuable as well. There were 4,137,000 1914 San Francisco minted coins produced. If you're able to find one of these, much like the 1915S before, you have a coin that's worth between $25 and $35. That's not bad. That's a nice little payday, you know. To some people, that's like a tank of gas. All for just simply looking at your change. It's phenomenal. The next coin, which is the number 8 coin on the list, is going to be a 1922 Lincoln cent. Now, let me touch on the fact that for this particular date, there were no Philadelphia minted coins produced. There were only Denver minted coins. However, 1922 was kind of a funny date. The U.S. Mint produced 7,160,000 coins total. Now I say total because there's a couple different variants of the coin. This one right here is what's called a weak D. All right, so it's a 1922 D, but the D is so abraded on here, which means it's been over polished at one point, that you have a slight remnant of a D mint mark on the coin. Now I circled the image here for you. You're not really going to see a whole lot. The way that you can tell the difference between a regular 1922 D and a weak D is if you turn the coin at an angle so the light reflects off of it, you'll actually see a small hump where the D would be, and that's considered a weak D placement coin. If you're able to find one of these coins, I'm happy to say they sell between $40 and $50 in this condition. This one right here doesn't look like a whole lot. This one actually graded a VF20 by PCGS. It's just an overall ugly produced coin. The strikes were very mushy. There's not a whole lot of like kind of outward love of the appearance of the coin because they were so weakly struck. The number 7 coin that we have here for you is one of the perennial semi-keys in the series, but these have been found at one point or another in coin rolls. It's a 1924D. Okay, this is a Denver minted coin. 2,520,000 pieces were produced by the Denver Mint at that time. If you're able to find one of these marquee semi-key dates, you have a coin that's worth between $40 and $50 in VF condition. VF, by the way, is very fine if you're not used to the vernacular of the grading scale. So that's the 1924D coin for you. The number 6 coin that we have here for you is going to be a 1911S, another kind of like semi-key date coin. I found a few of these in coin rolls at some point in the past, and they all seem to look like this. You rarely see them in a higher grade because these were very well circulated during its time, especially during the Great Depression. The San Francisco Mint produced 4,026,000 1911S coins. This is a good one right here. If you're able to find one, these typically sell in the $55 to $70 range. And I use the range on every single date because you see some that sell a little bit more, a little bit less. There always seems to be a plus or minus, like 10-15% swing in price with these coins. Depends on the day of the week, and there's a bunch of different factors, but this is a nice coin to find. If you found one, you got yourself a much bigger, larger tank of gas for maybe a full-size SUV. I'm not sure. The number 5 coin on the list is one of my favorites. I've never personally found one in change, but I've known a few people that have. And it's the 1931S Lincoln cent. All right, this one has one of the lower mintages in the series. It's got 866,000 pieces were produced by the San Francisco Mint. Probably a little bit tougher than any other coin on the list as far as being found in change. But you have a coin that's extremely valuable. The coin that you see here is a VF35 coin. It's got a little bit more sharper detail. But a coin like this traditionally sells for between $75 and $80. If you found one of these, you would have made a nice chunk of money. All right, so that's the 1931S there for you. The next coin on the list is the number 4 coin. And now we're starting to get in a little bit tougher, like key date coins. This is the 1909S, Lincoln Cent, another San Francisco minted coin. Of course, one of the coins that's synonymous with the entire series as being the coin to have. There's this coin and another coin on the list that fall under the same category. They're actually both the same date. One has a slight variance over the other, and you'll see that here momentarily. But the U.S. Mint, the San Francisco Mint, produced 1,825,000 pieces. Okay, the coin that you see here is a VF25, I believe. And if you found a coin like this, that's around this condition, you have a coin that's worth between $120 to $150. Okay, pretty nice price swing. You see a lot more volatility in actual value of this coin above and beyond all others like it. All right, so that's the 1909S. Okay, the next coin here is the number 3 coin. And of course, yeah, we got to throw in one of the perennial key dates in this series, and that's the 1914D Lincoln Cent. This is a Denver minted coin. Denver produced 1,193,000 pieces for 1914. So it's a lot lower mintage for this particular date, but a few of these have been found in circulation in the past. So this right here, the value blows up tremendously. If you're able to find one of these coins in a condition that's similar to this, you have a coin that's worth anywhere from $250 to $350. So it could fall anywhere in between there, but you have a coin that you can make many hundreds of dollars on just for looking in your change. You never know when these things are going to pop up. All right, the number 2 coin, believe it or not, to some people should be the number 1 coin, but not today. Not today. We have a coin here, like I've talked about from the number 4 coin, is the 1909S. Okay, not just any 1909S. These have the VDB initials on the reverse of the coin. Now I went ahead and circled it for those of you that can't really see it. This one's a little bit faint because of the grade condition. But this one right here has the designer initials of Victor David Brenner right on the reverse. So it was kind of a big deal during its time, a very controversial placement of the initials of the designer. But this one right here, the San Francisco Mint produced 484,000 pieces. It's the lowest mintage out of the whole bunch on this list. But these, again, have been found in change. If you're able to find a coin of this caliber, you have a coin, thankfully, that's worth between $600 and $800. Pretty valuable coin. And they're very sought after. They're very well coveted because it is a low mintage. And the Lincoln Cent series is one of the most widely collected coin series across the globe. All right, people actually fall over each other and dogpile onto really nice specimens of this coin, even coins in VF condition. Really beautiful coin. So we're going to end it off on a coin that, believe it or not, is one of the higher mintage coins on the list. Coming out of nowhere. It's the 1922 Lincoln Cent, which is affectionately referred to as the plain. Okay, so this has no mint mark. It has been completely abraded off of the coin. Not even a little mump or a hump exists where the mint mark usually would be. Okay, this is not a Philadelphia minted coin. This is a Denver minted coin with a completely polished off letter D mint mark. This one right here is kind of funny because you have one coin that's missing the D, but you also have 4 different die pairings for the reverse. Okay, so you have, one that's a plain 1922 with a weaker reverse. You have a 1922 with a stronger reverse, and there's like two of each variant. This coin that you see here has the strong reverse. This is the more sought after die pairing because you have a lot stronger strike on the reverse. You have fully defined wheat stalks with the lines. It looks good, more visually appealing to a collector. This coin right here, if you're able to find one, okay, by the way, it's that same mintage, 7,160,000. But if you found this coin, this is probably the coin on the list I would personally send to authentication, like PCGS, NGC, or even Annex. But this coin right here traditionally sells for between $900 and $1,200 in this condition. Now we're talking. That's a coin right there that cooks. If you're able to find one in change, you have a coin that's worth over $1,000, okay, in most cases. So I want to hear what you guys think. That concludes the top 11 Lincoln cents that you can find in change that are just dirty, guys. Not fancy at all. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell for instant notifications. That way you can get the inside track to all of the newest uploads as they're made available. I want to thank you guys for all the support and views. You guys have a wonderful day. Keep hunting. Enjoy coins. Take care.